Diamond C Fundamental for Success number 8, find the way. While being careful to consider others and collaborating on the broader impacts of your actions, take responsibility for making things happen somehow, some way. Respond to every situation by looking for solutions rather than explaining why it can't be done. Be resourceful and show initiative. Be courageous enough to consider new and unconventional ways and build the road when necessary. So for today's episode, we're going to go over to BeamFab and visit with Ubaldo Arona, see what he has to say about finding the way. Let's go. As we were preparing for our time together today, we asked Denny, one of the leaders here, what fundamental he thought best described you, what fundamental you exemplify most, and he said, find the way. So find the way, you know the fundamental. It's all about being resourceful, showing initiative, collaborating, being courageous enough to figure out something new for the first time, being courageous enough to consider unconventional methods and to build the road when you have to be the trailblazer. Right. So my question for you is, what do you think, from your perspective, what does it take to be a trailblazer, a wayfinder?
So the fundamental says to be considerate of your actions and the broader impact that they may have to those around you. And So I think that's key. I think that's key in a team or in any setting where a group of people have a common goal or common interest.
Yeah.
Obviously, if someone on the team is having trouble, or they have a hurdle or something they can't get around, that can hinder the success of the whole team.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's important to find a way.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't ever be afraid to ask for someone's help, for their input. Sure. Don't take criticism the wrong way, because that can obviously hinder your growth.
Absolutely.
And your ability to find a way.
Yeah.
And I can personally attest to that as a programmer. If I don't do my job as a programmer to the best of my ability, then that can make it harder for an operator.
Absolutely.
And the overall success of that team.
Absolutely. Man, I love that answer. So being careful to really be considerate of all of those kind of forces and impacts around you.
Right.
As I've already kind of talked about in your job and what you do, as an example for everyone in all of our jobs, every move we make and every button we push, so to speak, has some kind of impact, right?
Correct.
So that's where we have to be really careful in our wayfinding to consider all that broad range of impact. And I love your perspective on that. Check our ego at the door, right?
Right.
To make sure that we're being careful to listen and learn and collaborate along the way. That fundamental it's one that I'm extremely passionate about, and it's been a really critical part of Diamond C's story from the beginning in 1985. There have been so many things along the way, like this facility that we were figuring out for the first time, and we had to be courageous enough to take a bit of a risk, right, to step out there.
Absolutely.
To discover something new as we move into the future and grow and advance together.